Hello and welcome to LC Online. Today I'm joined by our higher education department, who is going to give you a bit of an overview about what they do and why you should study a higher education course with a college like Leicester College compared to a university. So I'm going to hand you over to Marco, who's going to go through a bit of that and introduce what he does and what the department's all about.
Hi, good afternoon, Adam. How are you?
Oh.
Can you hear
Hello?
me? I seem to be live.
Is it just me that can't hear you, or?
I don't know. My Emma can hear me.
We'll bring in Emma.
Yay.
I think it is just me. So I'm going to just hand over to Marco and let him talk, because obviously something's going on my end. So
we live in the days of technical hiccups. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us. My name's Marco, as Adam said, and I'm the manager for higher education here at Leicester College, and I work with my colleagues and the higher education office, Emma Lynch, who you'll see in a little while. And it's our job really at Leicester College to oversee the degree level provision and look after our undergraduate level students across the whole of the college. This session that you've keyed into this afternoon, we'll talk about the benefits of studying a degree level course at Leicester College and provide you with some insight as to why our students study with us. Starting off by telling you that studying a higher education course at Leicester College is different to studying a higher education course at university, but for many people it's a preferable environment. It's not a detriment to study undergraduate level study at a college. So the programs and level of study that we are talking about when we talk about higher education at Leicester College is also referred, you might know it as university level or degree level study. So they're the programs that you would apply through UCAS to join, just like applying to any other university. Those qualifications for us start at level 4. Which is the level above A levels, advanced apprenticeships, and BTEC level 3 extended diplomas, and are the levels of study that are commonly undertaken over the course of 3 years at a traditional universities. The actual qualifications that we deliver here at Leicester College are exactly the same in terms of equivalence to studying an undergraduate degree, and those courses for us predominantly include our suite of higher national certificates and diplomas, and a qualification called a foundation degree. Both a higher national diploma and the foundation degree are equal to year 1 and year 2 of an honours degree study. We also offer some honours degree programs as well. So we've got a full mix of higher nationals, foundation degrees, and honours degrees available at Leicester. You can find a full list of all of our higher education programs on our college website, and our higher education prospectus in hard copy, and of course on UCAS as well. So if you pop Leicester College into the UCAS search engine, you'll get a whole list of our courses on that website. So big question, why study your degree at Leicester College? Well, we have a long and successful history of helping students achieve higher education qualifications. Academically, a college provides you with a very similar experience to that which you would expect at a university, as all the standards are equivalent nationally. So there's no kind of sense that our courses are less those that you'd get at a university or are easier. None of that at all, really. What our previous students have told us is that they are particularly appreciative of the development of their academic skills here, being given the opportunity to also go on to a top-up degree after they've completed a HND or a foundation degree. Many of our students have also said that their lecturers are industry experienced, so they're not simply academics telling you about this. Across many of our courses, they're actually involved in the industry, which means that they can bring a lot of industry experience to your education and training. And generally, one other benefit of studying at Leicester College in terms of higher education is that the student to staff ratio is really, really good. So there's kind of smaller group sizes, so you have more time with your lecturers to explore complex issues and for those issues to be explained face to face with you. In addition to this, our tuition fees are slightly lower than those of a university, with the exception of our 2-year accelerated degree in acting. Our courses, full-time courses, have a tuition fee of £6,165 per year, and that's compared to a general university fee of £9,250. So they're marginally cheaper as well. In 2018, we were awarded by the government a Teaching Excellence Framework Gold Award. That's the highest award that you can get from the government for your higher education teaching and learning. And we were just one of 13 colleges to achieve this nationally. So our highly qualified teaching staff have got a wealth of industry experience and have good connections within local employment and professional networks, but also have the depth of academic knowledge to ensure that our programs are very challenging for you. For our suite of foundation degrees and higher nationals as well, there is a great emphasis placed on preparing you for the world of work. So we focus down on graduate attributes such as employability skills, so that at the end of your higher national or foundation degree, if you wanted to go straight into the world of work, we hope that we've prepared you to make an easy transition into that world of work. So I'm just about to hand over to Emma, who will provide you with a few more details. Thank you.
Many thanks, Marco, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to just continue to elaborate on some of those points that you can see on the screen there as to why our students choose to study with us and choose to study in a college environment. So another big similarity to studying at a university is that you can finance your degrees by accessing a tuition fee loan and maintenance loans, just as you would at universities. So in addition to students on our DMU awarded courses being able to also access accommodation services as well, you can access Leicester's wide range of private student accommodation. So you get student financing the same as you would at a university. And if you don't live near us, if you don't live in Leicester and want to move away from home to come and study at Leicester College, you can also access the accommodation based here in Leicester. Just to elaborate and reiterate again, if you are applying to a DMU course, you can access the university's accommodation services and they can help you find accommodation through their offices. And also the City of Leicester, because it does have two big universities as well as us as a large college, has a very big, broad range of private student accommodation that our students benefit from. In addition to that, our students often tell us that they find that our offer of degree level programs is much more personal focused. It's a more focused study experience, and we have a higher education community which also includes our student representation, our enrichment and academic skills support. And in addition to that, similar to university again, you can also celebrate your achievement through a graduation and award ceremony each year. We also have dedicated undergraduate study spaces, including a specific higher education hub at St Margaret's campus, which is where me and Marco are speaking from right now. In addition, we do have a lot of courses awarded by De Montfort University, as we've said, and students also benefit from having access to the facilities at De Montfort University, as well as our own facilities. But at the same time, they study in an environment that's more suitable to their qualification or subject. So students leave Leicester College with a degree from De Montfort University, and our partnership with De Montfort University gives students access to non-subject based facilities at the city centre campus. So if you're on a DMU programme, as well as studying at Leicester College with all of our facilities, you also get to access the Kimberlin Library. You also get access to their student union, the De Montfort Student Union and their societies, and also their careers service. So, as I said before, the partnership with De Montfort University also gives students a kind of a bonus, additional facilities and benefits and support that you get on top of what you would get from Leicester College. So we help you secure accommodation, we give you additional facilities, and one of the big things about the partnership with De Montfort University is that many of our students, after completing a higher national diploma or a foundation degree, can also then go on to top up to a full honours degree at De Montfort University as well. In addition to that, we also help students travel between campuses. We have an intercampus minibus when it's running in normal circumstances, non-COVID circumstances. Our students also get help to travel between De Montfort University and Leicester College. So the relationship and the partnership with De Montfort University is quite an important one in terms of what students can access at the college. Another reason to study with us or to look at our programmes is that we do have competitive entry requirements, as do most colleges actually. And this isn't because, as Marco was saying earlier, all courses are standardised. So our courses aren't any easier, but we have much lower entry requirements because we understand that there's a larger demographic that wouldn't want to study at university. So it's like a widening participation. And also because we're quite confident that we can provide a more supportive learning environment that helps students who might not think that higher education is for them, but is something that we know that you can achieve based on your experience or where you've come from and your background. We might be able to provide a more suitable environment to get you to help you achieve your degree. So that's why we have more competitive entry requirements generally. In terms of entry requirements, our full-time programmes generally ask for between 32 and 112 UCAS points. We are a UCAS provider, so we do use that tariff to see where you're at in terms of academic ability. That normally, 32 UCAS points normally means at least one level 3 qualification. So if you've achieved a grade D or a grade C at A level, if you've achieved a BTEC extended diploma at pass level, then that would be where our entry requirements sit. In addition, we also ask for GCSEs, level 2 or equivalent in maths and or English, depending on the course that you're doing. If it's engineering, we're more likely to ask that you've got a grade C in maths, whereas if it's a more academic written course like business, you might be asked to have at least a grade C or equivalent in English. All of the details of the entry requirements for specific courses are on the website, prospectus, and on UCAS if you wanted to check. Additionally, we find that a lot of our undergraduate students are mature learners. And when we say mature, we don't mean old, we mean slightly older than you would normally go to a university straight from school. So We know that a lot of people don't necessarily have those entry requirements in terms of specific A levels or extended diplomas or apprenticeships. But you might have been at work or been working in the industry for a few years, or been out and had some experience, even if it's just work experience and not full paid employment. We, as long as you can evidence that, and write a personal statement and evidence your ability to study at level 4 and above at an interview, we also would like you to apply. And depending on what course you're applying for, you might also be asked to come in for an interview or an audition. And if it's a creative course, well, we'd expect you to have a portfolio. So, like I say, if you're not coming from a school background, which a lot of our students don't, we do accept applications from you. So if you can demonstrate that ability through a portfolio or an interview at least, we would like to hear from you. And speaking of UCAS, lastly, our university applications for full-time provision do come through UCAS, and that depends on what course you're on. The majority of our courses are through Leicester College on UCAS, and you can find guidance on how to apply correctly through the course information page on the website or on the prospectus. But we do encourage you to inquire with us so we can guide you through the right process in terms of applying, especially if it's for a part-time course as well. They are directly to the college, so we just like you to get in touch with us and inquire before you make any decisions. So that's about it from me in terms of why our students choose to study with us. So if you've got any more questions about our courses, how to finance your studies, or how to apply, get in touch with the college. You'll be put through to either ourselves or our student services team, where we have dedicated welfare advisors and careers advisors. So don't hesitate to get in touch. And thank you for joining us in the HE team. I'm going to pass back over to Adam for any questions that you might have for us. Hopefully we can answer them.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Emma. So like Emma says, you can contact the team. They're always happy to take your questions. If you do have any questions about anything specific that you've seen on here, we're about to do a question and answer section. So I'm just going to bring Marco back into this so we can go through any questions that you guys have. Just pop them into the comments and we will get to them. But we have got some previously submitted questions. So let's bring them up. So the first question we have got is it a proper university degree? Who would like to take a go at that? Go on, Marco.
Hi, yes, it's a question we get asked a lot, and the government splits qualifications up into levels. So year 1 of an honours degree is at level 4. Year 2 of an honours degree is at level 5. And year 3 of an honours degree is at level 6. The government sets out what is required to be delivered at each level 4, level 5 and level 6. So it doesn't matter whether you're doing a higher national diploma, which is 2 years, level 4 and level 5, and then top up in the 3rd year at university to do level 6. The expectations, the aims, the objectives, the thresholds are exactly the same across the whole of the UK. So is it a proper university degree? Indeed it is. In some areas, like engineering and construction, the industry actually prefer higher national diplomas, BTEC higher national diplomas at level 5 than university degrees. And as Emma alluded to in her talk, if you are studying at Leicester College and you're on a De Montfort University qualification, you leave with a foundation degree or a degree certificate in De Montfort University's name. So there's no question that the caliber, the level and the certification of your degree study here is proper in every.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Marco. I think that cleared everything up very nicely. So the next question we have is, what kind of delivery should I expect at a college? Who'd like to take that?
Emma, do you want me to pick that one up as well?
Yeah, I can do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
The delivery is, I'm going to talk about it in these strange times of the pandemic and the lockdown and COVID. I'm really hoping that we're all out of this by next September 2021. So, but first of all, I'll just talk about how we've approached COVID. We have commenced tuition in September 2020 amidst this pandemic, and because of our scale and the nature of our college, we've reintroduced face-to-face teaching. So typically on one of our higher education courses currently, we are looking at a blend of some online tuition that is delivered via Teams or Skype or very similar things. But we have maintained a level of face-to-face physical teaching in combination with that. But let me fast forward through to the happy days of September 2021, when you have applied to join us and you've enrolled. What is teaching like at Leicester College? If you're on a full-time course, you will generally be in a group of anything up to 18 students, but no more. We would anticipate that you'd be on timetable for anything for face-to-face lectures anywhere between 12 and 15 hours a week. That lecture time will be a mixture of lecture provided class sessions. It might be some peer seminar group work, and we're very proud of the fact that we run a schedule of one-to-one tutorials within those kind of 12-15 hour shell. So you know, your lecturers will get to know you. You are not just a number at Leicester College. I pass students in the corridor every day and can say hello to them by their name, because we get to know our students, and that's a really important aspect of our delivery. But on top of that, as a higher education student at Leicester College, we demand that you, as a higher education undergraduate, carry out independent study. So we've got lots of resources to support your independent learning that enhances all the delivery that we put in place. It's a good mix. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, Marco. So the next question we have is, what would my timetable be like?
I think I've just answered that.
Yeah, I feel like you did cover it, kind of.
I mean, there might be just a slight, just to give a bit of clarification, because we obviously do have different modes of attendance.
Sure.
So normally, if you're applying for a specific distance learning course or a blended learning course, you might find that you're obviously in college a lot less. Our blended learning courses only demand that you're probably in college 1 day a week, even though it's full time. Whereas if you were on a full-time course that's not distance or blended learning, you could probably be in college between, say, 8 to 15 hours a week. But obviously, as Marco was saying, that we do expect you to also put some independent study in there. So you might find that you're studying for a few more hours over the week. And obviously our part-time courses will be a lot less. Some of our part-time courses range from having one really intense full day at work in college, and some others ask that you only attend like 3 or 4 hours in an evening. So there is a slight variation on timetables. And as Marco was saying, it's slightly different this year anyway, because there is a lot more online learning going on because of the pandemic. I hope that answers that question in a bit more detail. Thanks, Adam.
Great. Thanks for that, Emma.
Adam, I'm just going to add a little bit more there, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Which is on our full-time courses, they're the kind of highest commitment in terms of coming into college. What we try and do is compact the timetable into 2 or 3 days, because we understand the demands placed upon students. That's demands in terms of holding down part-time jobs, sometimes demands in terms of caring and looking after family. Over a 12-hour timetable per week, we wouldn't stretch that out Monday to Friday. We'd try and compact it in so that you do have time to get on with your lives, and also time to dedicate to independent study. The other thing that we try and do is listen to our cohorts. So Emma mentioned that a lot of our students are slightly older, kind of 21 plus and above. So where there is a need, we generally won't timetable things for a 9 a.m. start to, accommodate the needs of our adult learners as well. So we try and listen to our students. We try and be flexible where we can, and we're aware that there are more demands placed on undergraduates now, probably than ever before, in terms of part-time work and other life commitments. So we try and be flexible.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, Marco. So the next question we've got, this might be the last question we have time for actually as well, is, can I get student accommodation if I study at Leicester College? Who would like to take that?
Handing that one straight to Emma.
Yeah, so as is kind of explained during the presentation, Leicester has a wide range of private student accommodation. So normally a lot of our students, we don't have a lot of students that live in accommodation. It's a small percentage because we are more a local provider. But a lot of our students seek accommodation independently. So as soon as you have your place on the course confirmed, you can begin searching for accommodation in Leicester. However, it is always best to let us know that you are looking for accommodation, because we'd like to support you and point you towards the most trusted agents that we know about in Leicester. And also, there are 2 universities in Leicester as well, so we will give you advice on the location of where you should perhaps find your accommodation, so it's nearest to ourselves and to Montfort University as well, so you get a better experience. We like you to declare your interest. So in terms of searching private accommodation, you can search independently, but get in touch with Leicester College if you're applying, especially if you've got a firm offer, and we can help you with the process and give you advice on the best way to do that. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you. That seems like very sensible advice, and it's probably something you would actually overlook if you're actually doing it. You wouldn't think to sort of ask for help with something like that. That was actually so speedy and concise, and good that we've got another time for one last question. So the final one that we've got, which I feel like is a very important one as well. I don't know much about UCAS. I'm not a school leaver. I don't have a UCAS application and have not come from a school or college. How do I apply? Who wants to go?
Don't worry, you can apply. In short, thanks, Adam. It is a really good question, because again, a lot of our students aren't necessarily from schools, and they don't have the support of a UCAS kind of person at their school or sixth form to help them, guide them through the process. So again, the best thing to do is, if you are thinking of a career change or not at a school and you want to come to Leicester College on a full-time course, best thing to do is give us a call. We can guide you through the application process, because full-time applications do go through UCAS, but you do not necessarily have to do that yourself. So also, the options might be slightly different throughout the cycle, the application cycle, which means if you're kind of coming a bit later in the year, we'll help you and guide you through where the places are, and try and get your application through as quick as we can. So seek advice and guidance. Make sure that you're applying to the course that is right for you. And we will help you with your UCAS application. So if you ring us first, express your interest in a course, we will then talk about perhaps an informal interview and try and place you on a course that's suitable for you, and then we'll try and talk you through the formal application process. You can email us at heoffice@leicestercollege.ac.uk, and we also have careers advisors, so in that process where you're kind of finding the right course for you, you can email careersadvisors@leicestercollege.ac.uk, and they can give you an interview. At this point in time, it's over the phone or via Skype, or it won't be in person, but they can help you find the right course that's right for you, and will help you through the application process. Do not panic. If it says UCAS, don't panic. Just give us a call first. Thanks, Adam.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Emma. So that is all we have time for. I've just popped the HE officer's email on this on this stream, so you can email them if you have any questions. Anything, if you're watching this after it's aired, feel free to comment your questions on the stream. We'll still answer them, or email them directly, and they'll be more than happy to advise you with whatever it is you've got a query about. Thank you for watching LC Online today. We hope you found it informative and helpful, and it helps you make your decisions going forward. So we have got more live streams coming this week, so do keep an eye out for them, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Emma and Marco, for joining us.
Thanks, Alan.
But yeah, have a good night, everyone. Bye.